Well, hello, my beautiful people. My name is Gant, and welcome back to Lucid9. Last episode, we went to the cemetery with Rui, and we went to go talk to Mizu. You know, letting go of the past and all of that junk. And Rui was like, hey, I need to tell you something tomorrow. Can you swing by my parents' house? And we're like, sure, why not? Then we went home, and Suki was there. Like, what are you doing here, girl? And she's like, huh, you don't know everything, Yama. And just basically left. That was basically the whole conversation. You don't know anything, Yama. And now we're here. A brand new day. We're probably gonna go see Ruri. So, let us continue. Normally, I might check if Nasuki's stolen anything from my apartment. To be honest though, she doesn't seem like the thieving type. If anything, she's probably just the kind of person who relishes in the abject terror of humanity. Instead, I guess I'll wash up and get dressed and do whatever else is routine. Waiting for the moment of truth until I meet Ruri today. It's a little strange, now that the day is bright and the sun's shining and the weather is a stereotypical beautiful summer day. I find that my head is painfully clear. Cryptic warnings, whatever. They're only ominous in the dead of night when accompanied by Das Maccabi. As for meeting Rui today, I can't deny it any longer. She's going to confess to me. She's going to say that she likes me, as if has romantic feelings for me, just so I don't misunderstand, dummy. Okay, so listen up or she'll punch me. And by the way, this doesn't mean we have to date or anything. She thought she should let me know. And she likes me forever. And she liked me forever. But because I'm just a dummy, I never realized it. But anyway, where was she going with this? She had a point. Ah, right. She likes me. Yeah. That's all she had to tell me. Then she'll finally stop breathlessly, and I supposed to act floored because she was so very subtle about hiding her feelings. Maybe it sounds ignorant, but it's true. I can't deny that. For some unknown reason, Rui Hayata has feelings for Yama Ishimoto. The problem has always been, what do I do in response? Do you think that after facing a serial killer together, anything else would pale in comparison? And, well, I guess it did. Yesterday. No, for the past 3 months even. But maybe I'm having doubts now that the event is actually imminent, because for the first time, it's not just something I can push off for later. I'm going to have to face it today. The thing is, I know what Masaki would say, or what Akira would say. She likes you, and you need her. What's the problem? That's the problem. That's exactly the problem. Rui doesn't deserve anything half-hearted. She doesn't deserve a guy who doesn't even know how he feels, or a guy who uses her for his own purposes. She deserves someone who's totally, madly in love with her, who will pursue her till the end of the earth, who will fight for her like she's... Why do I suddenly think of Masato? Ugh. Then Misaki or Akira will respond, well, I'm sure that doesn't matter to her. She likes you for you. And I will respond, it does matter. It will always matter. It will matter because in a few months, Rui will be disappointed, claiming that she's in a one-sided love and she wants more from me than I'm able to give. It will matter because if something happens between us, I'll have no one left. Then Misaki or Akira respond, love is a choice. Love is an action. It's not a wishy-washy feeling. You can choose to love her. Then they'll continue, so go, confess, seize the day. And at that convenient moment, Rui will call me, and the shoujo manga will be complete. And speak of the devil, don't tell me this is about to happen. Who's calling me? Hey, I know we're supposed to meet up today, but I was thinking that... Yama? Or Yama? I have no idea who this is. My voice dies in my throat, and I flop on the couch, staring at the ceiling. Hi, Dad? An awkward pause. I haven't expected this call to come today. In fact, I haven't expected this call to come, well, ever. What exactly has been going on? I don't hear disapproval in his voice. I don't hear anger. I don't even hear worry. He sounds distant, just like how I feel distant. Nothing much. It sounds feeble coming out of my mouth. Of course stuff has been happening. They've been paying the hospital bills. They've been receiving notices from the school. Who knows? Maybe Shigori's talked to them. I want to hear it from your own mouth. Yama? What's this about a serial killer and Rui and... They weren't supposed to call. They were supposed to be ignorant, able to keep their son at a distance, abiding by whatever agreement was most comfortable for them. Yeah, there's been disappearances at the school. It was actually because a faculty member at the school was kidnapping students and murdering them? Yes, we heard. I can't believe it. He almost killed Ruri. Dead silence follows this statement. I wait, my palms sweating against my pajamas. So, the hospital visit. Yeah? Another silence. So much for not bothering my parents. Yama, you almost died, didn't you? You better tell me that there was no other option, son, that you called the police. There wasn't, and yeah, I did. There's yet another silence. It's almost as we're co-workers rather than family members. To be honest, I can't really say why. It's not like my parents hate me. In fact, I know that they care for me. Things used to be different. We were a close family in a way. Mom and Dad were always smiling, always laughing, always excited about their restaurant. But after Mizu... Son. Huh? Did you hear your mother? I pause. Dad sighs. We're coming to pick you up now. Wait, what? Leave? Now? There's too much unfinished. There's too much that I'm leaving behind. There's just too much. Honey, we thought you'd be safe and happy in Isamu, Rui, but... I am! Oh yes, I could tell from the hospital notice, and from the serial killer that was apparently after yours and Rui's necks. Dear, please calm down. You're coming back, Yama Ishimoto. I'm not... And suddenly, his voice cracks. Losing my other kid. Just like that, the distance between us shatters into pieces. I fall backwards, my mind flailing for explanations. Expectations, guilt, nostalgia. We've been distant for years. We barely spoke. Most of the times, I don't even come home for the holidays. But after Mizu died, all they did was push me away, right? Or was I the one who pushed them away first? I don't remember anymore. All I know is, I don't want to go back. Not yet. I still need to stay in the city. I still have so much to discover about Ryota, about the news, about everything. But it's probably selfish. No, it's definitely selfish. All this time, I thought my parents sent me to school with Rui to kick me out, but it looks like they've just been trying to care for me. Shouldn't I repay that favor? We're getting in the car. Pack your stuff, Yama. We'll be there in 3 hours, honey. On the dot. 3 hours? 3 hours to say goodbye to all my friends? To all the friends I made? Tie up all the loose ends left hanging? Including my visit to Rui? If I'm gonna visit her at all. What will I even do when I return to my hometown? Sleep? Watch movies? Waste a day, just like I used to do. No, I might not be in Isamu anymore, but that doesn't mean I can't do anything productive from home. Okay, have a safe trip. Bye-bye, honey. You be safe too. And with that, the call shuts off. I should feel relieved, or happy, or grateful for learning that my parents haven't been ignoring me this whole time. But I only feel blank. Maybe the distance is too much. Maybe it's all too late. I carelessly begin to throw some of my belongings in a luggage, but stop short, checking the time. 3 hours. I have just enough time to visit one friend, then pop over to Rui's house before my parents arrive. Whew, just one. It seems so sudden. Well, then again, I guess I shouldn't be making this a big deal. I'm not exactly moving to a different planet. Still, if I can only see one person, who should I see? Why the fuck do I have Casanova up there? Okay, let's see. Who am I gonna hang out with? There's Ari, Akira, Elizabeth, and Misaki. Who do I want to hang out with? Fuck. Okay. I am not ready to do Akira's because I'm not gonna be like, you know what, Governor? Or no, what's hers? It was General, Sarge, whatever. I'm not gonna do high pitch today. Ari, she would be kind of cool, right? Elizabeth would kind of be cool too, and Misaki. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna pick Elizabeth. Why not? Fuck it. Honestly, I'm not sure why I'm making this choice, but here goes. Oh, you know why I should pick Elizabeth too? Now that I think about it, like after clicking her, maybe talking with her, we'll get like you know, cause she's the daughter of the superintendent of the police. Maybe we can you know what I mean? Learn a little bit more about the police. Fuck it. Hello? Hi. An awkward silence descends between us. Without the hubbub of our other friends, the atmosphere feels notably uncomfortable. We don't even have the consolations of a barrier of hatred anymore. Well, what is it? What are you up to right now? Studying for the university entrance exams? School might have closed, but the test has not been postponed. Huh, studying. What? You're not? Oh, yes, I see. Yeah, me and studying. I still haven't the foggiest notion how you managed to pass class, much less pull partially decent grades. Dashing good looks. Of that, I severely doubt. Oh, love, you ever wound me? Don't. Oh, never mind. Why are you calling? Despite her irritation front, I can tell that there's a hint of concern. I might spare a moment of your Might I spare a moment of your time, Miss Burnett? There's a brief pause before she responds. Whatever for, Mr. Darcy? Perchance to tease me at your whim? I'm starting to wonder if it was a good idea to talk to her instead of someone else. No, I need to give her a chance. Merely to exchange a word, Miss Burnett. I request your presence at the... Oh wait, the entire school is closed. I don't exactly want to meet at the cafeteria, especially since that's her workplace. Is there anywhere else we can have a decent discussion? Ah, of course. Might we rendezvous at the river near the academy, Miss Burnett? It will be for but a moment. You know what rendezvous implies, Mr. Darcy? A meeting, yes, I am aware. That's not... Oh, never mind. I shall see you there. Farewell, Miss Burnett. She cuts the call without another word, but I push away the creeping doubt. Right, time to head to the river. I leave my luggage in my apartment and head outside, slipping Rui's pen into my pocket. The day is beautiful and bright, sending waves of sparkle skittering across the surface of the Rainbow River. If I hadn't almost drowned in it twice, I might actually appreciate its beauty. As it is, I can barely bring myself to approach a bench that's a good distance from the river's edge. Elizabeth's already seated on the bench, hand idly pulling at strands of her hair. She seems to be deep in thought. Deep in thought. Top of the morning, Your Majesty. Elizabeth jerks away, but to her credit, she doesn't let out a sound. Oh, that was sudden. I sat next to her, feeling a little disappointed. What? Have you gotten used to jump scares? I don't get your meaning. You didn't even squeal. Instead of getting annoyed, she only glances away. So it seems. Well, what else would you expect considering that? She stopped short. Never mind. Just tell me what you're here for. I want to crack another joke, but when I open my mouth, the truth spills out instead. I'm moving. Oh, that's unusual. I didn't think you would continue your studies. Wait, what? Aren't you moving schools since the academy is closed? I suppose that even if it's for a short time, you might learn something vitally important. Ha, the thought never crossed my mind. I'm not changing schools. I'm moving away from Isamu. Whatever? Whether you stay in Isamu or not, doesn't strictly speaking matters, so long as you're transferring. I'm not going to school. I'm moving back to my hometown because my parents want me to get me out of here after the whole, serial killing business. The sudden burst of rage. Oh, was that rage? I didn't know. The sudden burst of rage falls just as quickly as it rose. I sink into the bench, wearily press my fingers against my forehead. Sorry. No, I should have understood. You don't want to move, I presume. Why would I? Because your parents do have a point. You did nearly die. So, I'd run away because I was scared. Well, it wouldn't exactly be inconsistent with your character. In the past, you have tended to run away from your problems. I open my mouth to spew a comeback, but something gives me a pause. She's not saying this in a malicious manner. She's just being blunt and speaking her mind. It's actually refreshing. I don't need to second guess what she's thinking. Yeah, I guess I run away a lot. But if you think about it, I've only run where there's someplace better to run to. I've gotten a pretty good life here. Been here for, 4 years? I don't have anything to gain by going back to my hometown. And Isamu is also boosted to be the most prestigious town in Japan. Exactly. No reason for me to leave. I'm glad you can adopt such a clinical view. What can I say? I'm an optimist. Elizabeth twists her lips, pausing for a moment. And yet, it seems that there may be a reason to leave Isamu. The medium? Among other things. Ryoto's cover-up? Among other things. How many of these other things are going on exactly? A whole bloody lot, apparently. Truly, your language is dainty, Miss Burnett. And yours as prevalent as ever, Mr. Darcy. We drop into another silence. Talking with Elizabeth about a sense of pure loathing is an incredibly surreal feeling. So, have you anything else to say besides announcing the sudden move? Like what? Oh, I don't know. But we are by a river, with no one else around, a few weeks after your recovery from a life-threatening ordeal, sitting on a bench together? What do you think I'm going to do, push you in the river? Blimey, you're about as dense as a block of metal. Or maybe I just don't want to think about what you're implying. I think you've been reading too many books, Lizzie. You're getting a little paranoid, no? Oh, shut up. Well, aren't you feisty? Care for a spot of tea? If only to douse you with. There's something comfortably familiar about the verbal abuse. This time, when we pause, it doesn't feel strained. Don't worry about that kind of stuff, by the way. I already get enough matchmaking when it comes to Ruri. Ah, right. I assume you're going to visit her today? I'm supposed to, I guess. What's that supposed to mean? Should I tell her? Elizabeth, of all people? A few months ago, I wouldn't have. I would have expected her to mock me, or insult me, maybe even hit me. But then again, today is different. I'm pretty sure she's going to confess... Fuck, let me drink some water. Fuck, man. This is getting really good. Sorry I haven't been like, I don't know, giving you some kind of a bullshit life lesson. Or try to make something funny. Or some bullshit like that. But, you know what? It's a game, and it's getting really interesting. I'm pretty sure she's going to confess to me. So, you're thinking of running away? Surprisingly, though her words are blunt, they're not a fleck of hostility in her voice. I was gonna say hospitality, what the fuck is wrong with me? Well, when you put it in that way... I know that many people that believe that you two of you should date. Does that, in a way, only make you more repulsed by the idea? She's taking me seriously. I should be surprised, but I find that I'm not. I'm not exactly repulsed. I just don't really know how I feel towards Rui, I guess. I see. It wouldn't feel fair to her if we started dating when I don't even know how I feel. That makes sense. I'm proud. You're being very mindful of the situation. I snort at this until I realize she's not joking. Wait, for real? I'm just saying that what used to bug me the most, you never took anything seriously. Even so? Well, from my perspective, it seems like you care about Rui very much. You probably just don't want to hurt her, correct? Yeah. I've read several novels about childhood friends. Sometimes they wonder whether they really like each other, or whether their feelings are just natural reactions to spending so much time together. Yeah, that's exactly it, actually. She's really special, but... Do you wonder that about Rui? If she is simply mistaking her friendship for feelings? I never thought about it consciously, but I think she's right. You're quite observant, Miss Burnett. Unnatural consequences of being well-read, Mr. Darcy. There's a small pause. Elizabeth takes a quiet breath. I think you should see her today. Nothing good will come from holding all of this in. In my opinion, the two of you just need to have a proper talk. Like we did? About drastically different things, I would hope. I chuckle. It's genuine. Thanks, Elizabeth. Elizabeth turns back to the water. Contemplative. Are you coming back? I like to, I guess. But, are you coming back? Probably not. She coughs lightly. I glance at my phone. Time to meet Rui. Mind telling the others while I'm moving? I gotta go. Already? Yeah, my parents are coming soon. Should I ask whether you... Fuck. Should I ask why you rather not tell them yourselves? There's such a thing as text messaging and email, you know. Can you ask? Can you ask? Of course, should you? Perhaps not? Why not? Because... You know, I have this feeling that you're trying to be the noble idiot who distances everyone and tries to save the world on his own. The insight is sudden, but keen. I find myself remembering Natsuki's visit. I told myself that I only really have time to visit one person, but it's not exactly like communicating with people is hard. So then, why do I feel so reluctant? There's a very plausible answer that I haven't thought of till now. Subconsciously, I still believe that getting people involved would just hurt them. If Natsuki's little drop in wasn't an indicator of that, I don't know what was. Ha, please, you know me. The only skin I'll try to save would be mine. We both know that's utter rubbish, Nama. I only stand with my best attempts at a disarming smile. Take care, Lizzie. And you. I head down the path to the train station, paying a little attention to the good weather. Talking to Lizzie was unusually comfortable, relatively speaking. Sure, we weren't exactly chatting it up like best friends, but given the circumstances, I'm just surprised that we could hold a decent conversation. I wonder if we have a lot more in common than I originally thought. The journey to the train station certainly feels jarring in more ways than one. Every step feels surreal. I'm walking through light, or water, or some half-formed dream. A distant part of my mind is whispering, moving? It can't be real. This can't be real. Earlier this year, the thought of leaving Isamu would be unimaginable. I had nowhere else to go. Even now, I don't really have anywhere to go. Well, either way, I need to meet with Rui before my parents arrive. I board the subway to Rui's house, gripping the pen in my pocket as the tunnel light glares past the windows. Just go there. Just talk with her. Just hear her out. I'd like nothing more than to bolt, but this is a time to man up and face the problems head on. Everything will be fine. Probably. My arrival in District 2 is quiet and unhurried. Both the stations are the roads are practically empty. Despite its close distance to the heart of the city, this district takes on some definitive suburban qualities. Plants are definitely more plentiful here than in any other district save for the boundaries by the Isamu forest. As I jump into the nearest cab, I catch a glimpse of the towering cluster of research buildings that line the roads. They're the closest thing to skyscrapers in this something's in my mouth. Sorry. They're the closest thing to skyscrapers in this district, most of them proudly bearing the insignia of Way Forward Pharmaceuticals. Well, I guess the District 2 is known as the medical district for a reason. Hospitals, retirement homes, top-tier specialized treatment centers, District 2 would have it all. I've experienced it myself, far more than I would like. I dismiss my thoughts as the taxi rolls its way to the quieter side of the district and pulls to a stop at the entrance of a suburban neighborhood. A quick payment later, I stride to a familiar picket fence house. Picket fence house on the corner of the street. Why can't I read? What the fuck? Surveying the sign hung cheerily on the door. Home is where the heart is, and the heart is where the Hayatas are. Cute. I've always thought of that phrase as stupidly cheesy when I was a kid, but once you grow up a little, I guess you start appreciating stupidly cheesy things. I stand before the house for a moment, breathlessly quiet through my nose, breathing quietly through my nose. This is it. The point of no return. Isn't that what they call it? The moment where it's no longer possible to have 1 foot in water and 1 foot on land. Where the fence is too high to straddle and too thin to balance on. Yes or no, black or white, A or B. It's time for me to make a decision, whether that decision means I raise one hand at the door. Pause. One hand. How many lives have been ended with one hand? Roman gladiators, looking to the audience, searching for the telltale direction of their thumbs. Execution orders from monarchs all over the world, given with a snap of the fingers or a raise of an arm. Anyone with a semi-automatic in their hand, able to end a destiny with a twist of their index finger. This isn't good. My mind's wandering again. I just tell myself that this situation isn't even that bad. That really, I just need to focus. Now's not the time to lose my head. I raise my hand again and knock firmly on the door. But it gives away breath beneath my knuckles, creaking open in the silence. Maybe she left it open for me. But then the smell hits. No. Creaking door. The smell hits. I'm crying right now because hopefully nothing bad happened. Fuck. The moment It does. Everything. Everything is just unbearable. The first thing that hits my nostrils is a gassy, greasy smell of something burning, like stir fry left too long in a steel pan. I instinctively cover my nose with my sleeve. The scent presses past my fabric, filtering through every thread like a worn sieve. The house is dark, beyond dimly lit. Not a single light flickers within sight, even on the electronics. Every curtain is fastened shut, leaving only strange pinpricks of light peeking through the windows. A strange curd of fear fastens my stomach. I push the door wide open, my voice cracking. Uncle? Auntie? Rui? Why the fuck are you calling Rui's parents auntie and uncle? Like, I get you guys are friends, but Jesus. That makes it sound so wrong, like Rui's your cousin and this is incest. A flood of sunlight washes around my figure, bathing the living room in an ivory glow. What it reveals is cruel, unforgiving, oblique as it is bright. No. Shards. It's the first thing my eyes land on. Fragments, torn edge shards of metal, wood, glass, all strewed over the floor and the furniture. Cushions with ragged seams are scattered on the ground, accompanying their toppled armchairs and sofas. The family pictures, usually in pristine condition on the walls, are hanging askew, frames cracked and pictures shagging through the broken glass. Transfixed in shock, I step forward, my eyes roving around to take in the scene. I pass by the narrow doorway that leads to the kitchen. Rui and I used to play tag there, back in the days. And we used to try to climb up the doorframe, pushing against opposite sides with our hands and feet. Now, all I can see is a pan settling on the stove, old oil dancing over the blackened food. The stove is still alight. Doesn't take a genius to realize that it's the source of the stench. A fire hazard in any other circumstances. And yet, it doesn't feel like fire is the worst to come. I almost chuckle. Maybe they were preparing for my arrival. Hospitality was always their strong suit. But despite that, abandoned cooking? Lit stove? Burning food? Food. These signs all point to the same direction as the destruction before me. Something that wins in a lazy path into the dining room. Glass crunches beneath my shoes as I stop by the joining corridor, lifting my eyes slowly to the dinner table. Dread. I have often felt it in my life. That black, slick sensation in the pit of my stomach that slooshes with every step that I took. That rose as bile to my throat, that crushed in my lungs until I suffocated on my own breath. But I've never felt like this. I stagger against the wall, my heart stopping cold in my chest. Rui's father is slouched against the table, head pressed almost comically into a bowl of soup, his hands hanging idly at his side. Blood is coated over the back of his skull, crushing over his neatly kept hair and swimming in the soup that covers his face. His skin is pale, lifeless, his joints solidified from rigor mortis. Dread. How could this happen? My vision spins angrily before my eyes. I feel the automatic response of my conscience slipping away. No. I wrestle reality back into my grasp, jerking away from the terrible scene. I have to call the police, get help, do something. I stumble out the dining room, jamming at my phone with trembled fingers when my foot catches against something stiff and creaky and something very human. Rui's mother, blank eyes, cut from the shard fragments from the floor covering her body, jaw locked in shock at the unseen assailant. A bullet hole is planted squarely in her chest, soaking her clothes and the carpet around her with blood. Clutched in her frozen hands is a pitiful capsule of pepper spray, a laughable self-defense when surrounded by such devastation. I shakily pull myself to my feet, my breath coming faster and heavy. Too late. Dead. All my fault. Ruri! Where's Ruri? I stagger upwards, vision still twisting as I pull myself along the walls and into the kitchen. She might still be alive. She might be okay. My own mind ridicules this sense of hope. And yet, I feel strength bursting into my limbs, clearing my mind for one vital minute. Let's invent a little story. Let's say that, once upon a time, a terrible murder occurred at an unsuspecting Fox suburban home. 2 adults, accomplished adults, both beautiful and gentle adults, were brutally shot to death. Let's say that their home was ravaged. The shards of wood, glass, metal, and ceramics littered the floor so heavily that it was impossible to take a single clear step. But let's say that their sacrifice were not in vain, that despite this blinding crime, their daughter, their precious little girl, was able to escape. Their daughter found refuge. She waited for her friends. She was terrified. She was upset, but she was alive. Let's invent this little story, and let's pretend that it's true. Let's sleep in peace, wrapped with hope, ready to fight for a brighter tomorrow. But stories, no matter how beautiful, are always so very wrong. Because in the kitchen, there was an island counter. At the edge of the island counter, there was a sickening lump of blood that lazily oozes down the cabinet. And below this island counter lies something very, very mocking. The hope that's been Fuck, man. I'm a little bit pissed. Fucking Ruri. Fuck, man. The hope that had dared to rise in my chest crashed down in my lungs, driving all breath from my body. My eyes are peeled open, unblinking, as if staring will somehow get rid of this sickening display. No, this isn't true. I crumble against the floor, spattered blood over my knees. I taste something metallic on the corner of my tongue. Visceral memories, barely 3 months old, surge to my eyelids. No, this was over. Everything was over. Isn't true. Isn't true. Isn't true. Isn't true. Pipes, screaming, wood on metal, and knives sinking deep into flesh. No, 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 no. I seize the nearest object and renegade shards from a nearby shattered bowl and gash it violently against my skin. It should skitter across the surface or glide like ice or feel distant, quiet, 7 worlds away. But my arm streaks in protest as the edge digs into the flesh, drawing slow, weeping blood. I can only stare at it as it throbs. Not a nightmare, not a dream, nothing but reality. Bile claws up my throat until I reek against my mouth. I'm barely managed to turn away in time. Digested saliva drips from my lips and creeps into cracks of the tile floor. A vision? A hallucination? Some other explanation? Not this. Never this. My sweat is cold, ice cold against my skin. I'm shivering with such intensity that my bones rattle in my eardrums. Pipes, knives, vomit, blood. Smoke, flooding, exhaust. No. This was supposed to be over. This was supposed to be behind us. She was safe. She made it home. She wasn't at school. She was safe. I forced my eyes to drift down, engraving every corner, every color, every spike of light into the deep into the deep recesses of my mind. Eyes glazed, mouth slightly agape, a remnant of surprise. She dressed nicely, so nicely. I don't ever remember the last time I saw her out of uniform. She's even wearing jewelry. I choke over my own words. Right, she thought of dressing nicely today. She thought of meeting up with me. Were we going to have a little dramatic scene? Something to do with I like you and me too maybe? Or were we supposed to eat together with her family? Maybe being embarrassed? Maybe being understanding? Who knows what decision would have come to? But that is a different world. I reached to her cheek, touching her jaw with the edge of my fingertips. There should be warmth, pulsating life. I almost expect to feel her breath against my palm. Very cold, still, unnatural, a mannequin manufactured by fate. A small sigh expels from my lips, washing against her bangs. Rui, wake up! Their eyes are open, unblinking, a staring contents on the other side of life. She's not here. I retract my throbbing arm back to my side, slumping unceremoniously against the kitchen island. Shouldn't I scream for help? Shouldn't I Shouldn't I rail in anger? But I only feel a numbness settling over my skin. Something deep, calm, like a lake frosting over in the face of fresh snow. Of course it would be Ruri, just like it was Mizu. There doesn't need to be any logic. There doesn't need to be any sense. All there has to be is cold, unforgiving injustice. All there has to be is misery, pain, suffering. Death can strike wherever it pleases, so long as it receives its ample reward. I throw back my head and laugh. It reverberates in the empty, splitting ceiling. Beautiful. I muse. It's a cold kind of beauty, but it's beautiful. Just like death. My eyes drift onto Ruby's face. I only stand there, an irreplaceable calm, stilling all other thoughts. I can almost see it from here, her fragile, pale body, laid gently against the ground like a princess in slumber. Maybe she'll be smiling, a peaceful smile, like I like that. She would be lovely, quiet, vulnerable, weak. She's been standing here, frozen in shock, the images swimming before her in a macabre production. Weak. She's been trying to call the police, but her fingers would slide against the bloody surface on her phone to no avail. Weak. I wish that we could trade places. I wish that I would be the one lying on that floor, and she would be the one slumping against the wall with her useless phone clasped in her hands, trembling in her trembling fingertips. I wish that I would be the one with my jaw solidified in horror, and she would be the one with a peaceful, emotionless smile. I wish that I would have been gone, drifting away in a soulless wind, and she would be here, her spirit tortured and rented apart, but alive. I wish many things, most of them too ridiculous to name. This, too, must be ridiculous. My vision blurs. Perhaps I care, perhaps I don't. Something clatters to the ground, sheep gently in Rui's pool of blood. Time wears drearily on. I see nothing, I hear nothing. There is nothing in my mind but pale reflections, a glimmering of scarlet ribbon fixed behind my eyelids. The clock ticks. I talk. Of all people, Ruri Hayata? We've just escaped a serial killer. We've just been stretched to our wits' end. We've just been in intensive therapy for 3 months. There was certainly a hefty debt for life to repay. An innocent, gentle-hearted girl thrust into something like like that, snatched away her ability to talk. She deserved the world. She should have grown up, married a guy who was madly in love with her, had 1.6 children. What the fuck is 1.6 children? Is that one children and like, I don't know, pregnant with the other? Lived in a house with a white picket fence. But this, why this? This is beyond simple injustice. This is just cruelty. Life is cruel. Death is cruel. And Rui had to pay the price for their damn little games. Treating her like a pawn on the chessboard, an insignificant sacrifice for a meaningless play. I can't stand it. She never deserved this. Any of it. Any of it. I lashed out blindly. The heel of my foot split. Fuck, man. I'm sorry, guys. Cat, this is so dramatic, and you were going so good. I know, I'm fucking up. I lashed out blindly. The heels of my foot splinters against something wooden, stabbing deep in my leg. The pain feels distant, like my limbs are detached from my head. Might as well be. After fighting so hard to keep it all together, slamming ourselves repeatedly into a wall until it shatters with our broken bodies. Ruiz is still dead. Then, the pain, a hammering, hollow circle of agony in my foot and my arm and foot drives to a sudden frenzy. I'm assaulted with the sensation, bright and fierce and angry, corkscrewed directly into the marrow of my bones. No, Rui. No more Rui. No more bright smiles, and flushed cheeks, and teasing winks, and exasperated. Loving little sighs. My calf clenches in sudden agony. I bite the inside of my cheek to keep from screaming. I need water for this. This is making my mouth uncomfortably dry. No more feeding like a mother hen and a totally extra lunchboxes and tidy little signs of jealousy. The throbbing in my arm rises to my shoulder, past my neck, right into my skull. I cradle my head in my arms, desperately. No more casual trips to GFC and random moments of make-believe and strolls around downtown. Because life as you know it, is gone. Tears squeezes from below my eyelids, mixing with the flecks of blood and bile smeared over my face. Stop. Just make it all stop. Not Ruri. Not Mizu. There's pain. So much pain. Too much I can't handle. I can't handle this and everything hurts. I just can't. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and Jill fell down and Jill fell and broke her. And Jack came tumbling after. Then Jill's corpse comes to life. It jerks upright, limbs tied to loose ends of puppet strings, smiles at me through a sheen of red. Oh, Jackie, you're late. Iron shoves up my nostril and strangles down my throat. I choke, working to speak. Sorry. She pitches forward, pushing by something visibly invisible. Her slender fingers wrap around my neck and dig into my throat. I catch a whiff of her breath. Pungent. Rancid. The smell of raw old eggs over decaying meat. The smell makes me gag over my own tongue. You shouldn't have been late. Her fingers disintegrates into bones. Skin cells... Fuck, man. Skin cells blown to ashes on the wind. They clatter into an ordinary pile, forming a misshaped saxophone. Tiny little notes begin to ring from the skeleton surface. It's supposed to be a melody. I can feel the vibrations in the air. I know that the song is supposed to be beautiful, but my ears hear only disorients, cacophony. Cacophony? I don't know. A dirging for murders of crows. A pungent, burning smoke shoots from the stove like arrows slapping me in the face. Hospitality. It should have been hospitality. Don't do this. Come back, Ruri. My surroundings melt away. I squint against the screeching agony, white, that stabs at my eyes. The light only intensifies. No rest. Never rest. You are trapped, you fool. There is no place for you. I reach out. The brightness pricks my hands. I slither backwards. Stop it. Stop it. The light advances and digs through my fingernails, bleeds past my eyelids, settles into the space at the back of my neck. I ponder myself against invisible walls. I rattle, chimes on a wooden bridge. No place, no peace, no pace. Stop it! Everything ends. Elsewhere, something must be beginning. But what is that to an ending? I'm sorry. So sorry. But this... I can't do anything about this. This is out of my control. Out. I don't know what to do right now, man. Whenever the dots come out, just go, Okay, fine. To be continued. What the fuck? No. That is not the ending. Thank you for playing Lucid9. Fuck, man. Alright, let me turn down the audio and shit. Okay, so that's the end of Lucid9. Billy, you lied to me. Nah, probably didn't lie. Probably they'll continue the game or whatever with the heroin route or whatever. But man, oh man. All of that bullshit for Rui to die. I'm not gonna lie, the ending was beautiful. But yeah, he died. I know, but I don't know, it just leads to like a sequel or something. But that cliffhanger though, like, the fuck? Ah, fuck, man. It was good. It was really good. I love this game. It's still a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. Because no matter how much I feel good, how much I love this game, from, let's see, after the amusement park onward, I love it. But, there's a big but. The beginning. The first 13 episodes, because I look back, the first 13 episodes, I wasn't really into the game. I was thinking like, maybe I should change the game. But after the 13th episode, it got really good and really engaging. And I could see that you guys really liked it too. Well, yeah, because I look at my analytics and you guys are watching more than, 20 minutes of the video. And it's like, what the fuck? Before you guys used to be like, a minute and it's like, oh no, he's fucking boring. Let's bounce. But man, this game was really good. Wow. Just wow, man. Just wow. But there's so many There's so many things unexplained. Who was the Crimson Crusader? What's happening in Isamu? What the fuck happened to Ryota? Yeah, he's in prison, but what happened? Fucking Nasuki. What was the fucking... She threatened me, right? Did she kill Rui and her family? Or did Ryota get out of jail for some reason, you know, to cover things up? I don't know. I have so many questions. I have so many. Like, what the fuck? Ah, man. And there's some things that I never understood. Like, I wanted to learn more about Nasuki, the Crimson Crusader. Remember the emails that you would get? And you were like, oh, I'm a troll. And they'll play along with your troll whatever bullshit. Like, there's so many questions, man. And who killed Rui? That's another one. Who the fuck killed Rui? Fuck, man. Fuck. I love this game, but fuck. That's where you're getting a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. Okay? It would have been an 8 if you would have answered maybe a couple of questions. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the Crimson Crusader, at least. The emails. Those pointless fucking emails that meant nothing other than Yama just being like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna investigate or whatever bullshit, you know? Alrighty. So, since this is the last episodes, I gotta decide what am I gonna be playing next. And, fuck, man. Like, as of recording this video, I've edited, episode 30. 31? This is 32, right? Yeah. I edited episode 31, and that should be coming out later today, Thursday, November 12th. And this video should be Friday, November 13th. And as you're hearing this, I'm either deciding what to play or whatever. Okay? I'm deciding. Comment down below. Maybe your decision will actually help me. Maybe I'll see you, like, Friday, like, right after work, right? When this video comes out, right after work, I'll, like, look at my shit. And people are like, play this game! No, play this game! Play this game! Blah, 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 play this game! I don't know, man. But I gotta decide on another game to play. Either a visual novel or maybe a JRPG. Or, I don't know, something like this game. Or not Tenro Enigma. Something like this game where it's like, I'm investigating shit that I care about, you know, investigating bullshit. I don't know, man. Yeah, comment down below what games you want to see me play. And with that, I am gonna go. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to see whenever I post a new video on whatever game we're gonna play. Because I don't know what game I'm gonna play next. I'm seriously like, I don't know. But I'll figure it out. Probably. I don't know. So, yeah. And comment, man. I think I said that right. Anyway, this is farewell. And as always, bye-bye, my beautiful people.